GunplaUK is one of the biggest Gunpla retailers in the country. I've been using them since I first got into Gunpla last year. They've been reliable, fast, fairly priced, and I often recommend them in my content. But after what I've seen recently, I won't be buying from them again, and I'm urging others not to. Because what they are doing right now looks incredibly suspicious. So, here's what happened. I follow GunplaUK on Facebook, or well, used to. They'd regularly post pictures of their new stock and upcoming pre-orders. I quite enjoyed the occasional post I'd see from them. But then on Saturday, which was yesterday at the time of recording, they posted a photo of a P Bandai RX-78 FR GMT Master Grade with the text, "Do I keep it or do a prize draw?" thinking emoji. I thought, okay, a giveaway, those are always fun, so I left a comment and forgot about it. Until around 7 hours later, they posted again saying, "We asked and you answered, so we did it!" The post also linked to a new Raffle page on their website. It's pretty clear that this was the plan all along, and they just wanted to make it seem like we were begging for raffles, which maybe some people were. The moment I opened that page though, I saw a huge red flag. They were selling 1,000 tickets at £2 each for that RX-78 FRGMT that was in the original post, and assuming that all those tickets sell, that's £2,000 going to GunplaUK for a kit that goes for around £120 on eBay. And even that's inflated from its 8,800 yen retail price, which translates to about £50, I believe. So that's £2 for a 0.1% chance of winning, or should I say a 99.9% chance of not winning, a £50 plastic model kit. After seeing this, I left a comment to express my thoughts on it. So I said, 1,000 tickets for £2 each seems a bit much. That's £2,000 for a £120 kit. And they responded, I can't remember how long after that they responded, it might have been a few hours. They said, "Never expected to sell that amount, plus there is a minimum amount to run the draw and it's nowhere near 2,000, winking emoji." And that made no sense to me. If you don't expect to sell that many tickets, why set the cap so high? They even had another raffle set at 2,000 tickets, so I don't think these caps were set arbitrarily. After that, I asked, "Are you registered to run for-profit raffles?" And shortly after that, they deleted the whole comment thread. Now that is really, really, really suspicious. So I posted again, this time saying, "Did you delete my comment asking if you were registered to do for-profit raffles? If so, that's really suspicious. I've sent an inquiry to the Gambling Commission," which I did. I sent the Gambling Commission an explanation of what's happening, screenshots of the entire website, how they announced it, and the fact that they tried to silence me when I asked if what they were doing was legal. Anyways, after that they responded, "As per the rules, you must answer questions before you can purchase raffle tickets. As such, there is no need for a gambling license," thumbs up emoji. And that comment lasted about 8 minutes before they deleted it and banned me from their Facebook page. But at least I managed to get a screenshot this time. So you may be wondering, what's this about "you must answer questions"? Well, it seems like they've done a little bit of research trying to find a loophole. So before you buy a raffle ticket on the website, you must answer a question, and that question is, name the main character in the first Mobile Suit Gundam series. You're given two choices, Amuro Ray and Char Aznavour. Of course, any Gundam fan would know the answer, and anyone who doesn't could just Google it and have the answer immediately. At this point, they also lowered the ticket cap on the RX-78 FRGMT from 1,000 to 500, which, whatever, that's not even the problem anymore. By this point, I was more concerned about this being illegal gambling rather than just an unfair cash grab. So I did quite a bit of research into the laws behind this, and it seems like GunplaUK are trying to disguise this lottery, a gambling operation, as a prize competition, which is exempt from the Gambling Act, which requires them to have a license to run gambling operations. Now, I just want to make it clear that I am not making an accusation. I've raised this concern with the Gambling Commission, and it is their job to figure it out from there. But in my honest opinion, I believe what they are doing could be illegal. But obviously, like I say, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not qualified to say these things. However, I have put sources in the description. According to the Gambling Commission, a prize competition is where the outcome is determined by the participants' skill, judgment, or knowledge, and must discourage people from wishing to enter from doing so because it is too difficult, and prevent a proportion of those who enter from winning a prize. It also says multiple choice questions, or questions that allow a second chance if your first answer is wrong, rarely meet this criteria. Now, I haven't actually placed an order for a raffle ticket with GunplaUK, and I have no plans to, so I can't confirm whether or not it allows you to get a second chance, but either way, that's what it says on the Gambling Commission's website. So I can see why GunplaUK would think this would work. However, I really doubt it would hold up once the Gambling Commission gets to my inquiry. So let's also look at the definition of a lottery to see how it compares to a prize competition. I am paraphrasing it a bit, but if you want to see the original text, you can look in the description, and the link should be the Government UK website. So a simple lottery is when people pay to participate, prizes are allocated, and prizes are awarded entirely by chance. 3 simple things to understand. That counts as a lottery. And a little bit below that, it also mentions that if it requires you to exercise skill or display knowledge, such as answering a question, it will still be considered a lottery if the requirement cannot reasonably be expected to prevent most people from receiving the prize, or the requirement cannot reasonably be expected to prevent people who want to participate from participating. Which, like I said before, most Gunpla fans will know that Amuro Ray is the main character of the first Gundam series, and if they don't, they can very easily just Google it before purchasing their ticket. So, based on the info that I've given you, do you think that this counts as a prize competition, or do you think it counts as a lottery? Please let me know in the comments. So that's the situation so far with GunplaUK's gambling venture. What could have been a fun little giveaway has turned into a big reason to never support them again. I'm not here to control what you do with your money, but please be careful where you spend it. These kinds of lotteries are never worth it and always massively favour the operator. If you ever see something like this, take it as a reason to stop giving them your money rather than the other way around. And please do not harass GunplaUK. If you want to do anything, feel free to raise your own concern with the Gambling Commission as well. I've left a link in the description for where you can do that. We shouldn't allow practices that are at best unethical and at worst illegal to be a part of the Gunpla hobby. If you are in the UK and want to know where to buy Gunpla, I highly recommend you buy from Gundam Mad. They have been around for a very long time, their prices have always been fair, and they do a lot for the Gunpla community in this country. I've left a link to their website in the description as well. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.